We are not so different. Good morning, good morning, good morning, my We Are Not So Different family. Thank you for tuning in to another episode. This morning's guest, we have a Miss Brandi Cambric. Am I saying that correctly?
You are, yes.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So first and foremost, I want to thank you for your time because I totally get like when people are in business or they have anything, life gets in the way. So anytime someone can give me even a smidgen of their time, I don't want to take that for granted. So thank you for being here this morning with We Are Not So Different.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. So my peeps, y'all know the drill. Find your favorite spot on the couch, get your favorite drink, whether it's Kool-Aid or Cavassier, and then just settle into this conversation. This month, I have set aside for my plus size beauties. As you can see, all this voluptuosity, is that a word? We're gonna coin it if it's not. All this voluptuosity. And I was like, man, I don't know why I've never like taken the time to like dive into this before, but it's like it's my life. So and the lives of so many others out there as well. So I was like, let's have a chat for the BBWs this morning. So that's what we're gonna do, amongst other things. But I just want to put that out there for y'all. So I want to give you a little bit of background about Miss Brandi. Miss Brandi was, I'm not going to give you a birthday. We're not doing that. She was born in 5th Ward, Houston, Texas, got her bachelor's degree, then got a master's degree. Okay, I see you. From Prairie View AMU. So my BFF, Daylina, if she watches this, she goes to, she graduated from Prairie View. And I went to Grambling State University, so of course we're rivals, right? So every time I would do my little chant, she'd be like, "Who you read for PVU?" So yes. Anyway, so Prairie View, she's currently working towards her doc. Girl, you in the doctoral program?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Concentration in leadership from Capella University. God bless your ministry. That's enough right there. That's a full-time job. A doctoral program.
Yes, it is. I am learning that.
Okay. Brandi is also the Chief Operating Officer of the Joseph Consulting Firm, LLC, responsible for daily operations of the firm and pushes the firm's visions and strategies. She coaches clients in management and leadership and creates logistical and retail build-out strategies for clients. Girl, you go ahead. I love reading bios because it's like you get insight into the person and it gives the listeners, a little bit of your pedigree. Not to say that they needed to have it for this conversation, but here it is. So let's go back before I even jump into this question, girl. I did not know you were in a doctoral program. What is it like?
It's okay. First, you're not the only one that didn't know. A lot of people don't. Okay. It's time consuming. It is. Yeah, it's very detailed. Because I thought like bachelor, when you're going for your bachelor's, you can take like the number of classes you can max out in like 21 hours. So that's like 6 or 7 classes. So I did that and I was like, okay, bam, that was easy. I can handle that. Then I went to master's and then they were like, okay, so we're going to limit you now. Okay. You can only do 3 classes per semester. I was like, but okay. And then I got into it and I was like, okay, but this isn't hard. I'm like, I can do this with my eyes closed. So I breezed through the master's program. And now that I done hit the doctoral, I'm like, okay, so this is where it gets tough. Like literally, okay. It is literally 1 class at a time. Each week, there are assignments due. They call them units. So for each unit, I have anywhere from 3 to 5 assignments to turn in. Yeah. And they are detailed. Some of them, like the basic one is like a discussion question. So they'll throw a topic out and the professor will put a topic out there and we need to compose a response. But here's the kicker. The response has to be no less than 500 words, no more than like 950.
That's not a discussion.
That's a discussion. That's what they call a discussion. And you have to follow it's APA guidelines for citations and and in-text citations and references. And I'm like, okay, so now the fun starts.
Wow.
Yeah.
So units per week, and you have multiple assignments in each unit per week.
Yes. They post on, when does he post them? He posts them Sundays, and you have until Thursday for the discussion question. And
Ain't even a whole week.
Okay. Okay. You don't even get a whole week. You have until Thursday. At least you have until 11:59 Thursday night.
Sir, you said a week. I'm gonna need my week. I'm gonna need all of it.
All of it. But we don't get all of it. But then they got to do that in the midst of the other assignments. And for me, in the midst of working a full-time job, 40-hour-a-week job, and working with the firm and helping around the house, and yeah, I can keep going and.
God bless your ministry. I'm not saying it as a joke. That was a bona fide prayer. Lord Jesus, bless her ministry. So how far are you in? Like, how much time you got left in the program?
I actually just started. So this is the first class. If I stay on track, I will be done 2024. Yeah. And that's one class at a time. But the good thing about it is the way it's set up, it's like a 10-week stretch. So it's a 10-week course, but then there's a 3-week break before the next class starts.
Okay, so it's not all.
It's not like bam, 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 right back again.
Okay.
You got like a 3-week break in between before the next one kicks off.
So that's good. It gives you some time to breathe, bounce back, cry in the shower if you need to, and then get back to business. Okay.
Because I cry in the shower.
Listen, that wasn't a joke.
Okay.
Sometimes I don't make it to the shower, but that's another story.
Sometimes you just got to curl up in the bed and with the pillow and just let it loose.
Part. I mean, and there's nothing wrong with that.
No, it's not.
I was about to go into a whole nother tirade, but I'm not going to do that. So first and foremost, congratulations. And I pray God's blessings down upon you. May he give you wisdom. May he give you retention, because you're going to have to retain that knowledge. May he give you favor with your classmates, favor with your professors, girl. And may he give you discipline and to see through. Yes, Lord.
Thank
Do it, God.
Thank you. I need it all.
Lord Jesus. Okay. Well, let's jump in. Each one of my guests gets the same 2 questions just to start it off. First one. If you had the undivided attention of an audience of your choosing, who would that audience be and what would you tell them?
And this is probably not going to be the typical answer. But with what's been going on in the last year or so with COVID and everything, honestly, I would want the attention of men. Okay. Probably between, let's say, the age of, 25 to 45.
Okay, that's interesting segment. I'm listening.
Right. But go with me now. But married men in that age range, and I say that because during COVID, like once the pandemic hit and everything shut down, the instances of domestic violence increased. And we always, we know about domestic violence and we know it happens, and we always focus on the women, but there's never much attention put on the men. And I know, like I said, I know it's weird, but I would want that group to let them hear from a woman's point of view that we know it happens to you. And just like we preach to the women, it's okay for you to talk about it. It's not your fault. You need to be open about it. You need to talk about it. You need to discuss it. You need to get it out and try to figure out a way to get out of the situation.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. You okay? You did the missy. You put the paint thing down, flip it, and you reversed it. Okay. But that's what's up, though. That's a valid point. Like, men, they have it bad. And I'm not minimalizing what happens on, the women's side. Right. Abuse is wrong in any way, shape, or form.
Exactly.
I feel like men get like the short end of the stick because, first of all, you have to deal with the whole stigma that I'm a man, and
And I'm not supposed to show emotions.
Exactly.
And,
and then you have to deal with your a level of embarrassment because you're a man. Are you seen as less of a man if you're the one that's on the receiving end of the abuse? So that's tough. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. You're right. That was unique. But I love it. I see where your mind's at. You want to you're breeding an environment of inclusiveness. Like everybody can come get this love. Yes.
We are here to protect everybody.
Everybody. All right. Number 2. If you had the opportunity to speak to a younger version of yourself, let's say 4 or 5-year-old Brandi, what would little Brandi need to hear?
What would I tell 4-year-old me?
Or 5 or 6, or pick an age,
You know what? Honestly, I would tell me to continue to listen to my mom. Because like my mom, she's a single mom. She raised me and my 2 brothers, but she was strong. Like she held it down. And like I said, I was born and raised in Fifth Ward, tough neighborhood. But she kept it down. Like she kept us in line, made sure we went to school, that we stayed out of trouble. I would just tell me to listen even more to her and follow in her footsteps. Because a lot of what I know, how I act, and who I am today is based off of me watching her when I was growing up. So if anything, I would say just do even more of that. Pay more attention and see what else, learn more. And
is mom still around?
She is, yes.
Bless the Lord. Awesome. Yes. So now my next question.
75 this year.
All right, come on, mama. 75. 75. Doggone it.
That's right.
Were you bad? Is that why you like, you need to listen to your mom? Was you bad? It's okay. You could this is a safe space.
I was actually the good girl. Because I have and I'm the only girl. So I had an older brother, and my younger brother's just a year younger than me. But my oldest brother is 9 years older than me. So he was there. He was the one that got in trouble when we did something bad because he was the oldest. That stigma. You're the oldest. You should stop him. Blah blah blah. But no, I was the good one. But because my younger brother was the bad one, and he was the one always in trouble, always getting them spankings, always being grounded. I was like, okay. And then I would see how she would go for him. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, so I don't want none of that. So I'm just going to be good.
You know what? I felt that in every piece of my shondo because I am also an only girl and I am also the middle child. So, they always talk about middle child syndrome. Now, what y'all don't realize is we watching because we're going to check out and see what he did on top, and then I had 2 brothers older than me and 2 brothers younger than me, so I'm looking to see on both ends, and I just take note and I do what y'all don't do so I can stay out of trouble.
That part right there.
Goodness gracious.
See, I don't like being spanked. I didn't like that.
Listen, you don't even have to hit me, and there was a whole lot of that going on. Like you could talk to me in a harsh tone. I know how to. My daddy would say, or what was it, my mama or daddy would say, know how to stay from underfoot. I know how to stay from underfoot. You talk to me in a harsh tone, it's enough for me to bust out in tears. So you ain't got to do all that hitting. There was a whole lot of hitting, though. But I'm just saying, you didn't have to if you knew.
You didn't have to. And if your mama was really good, she had that look. All she had to do was give you that look.
Listen.
And you had like 0.00001 second to get right. Or you was about to catch it.
Go sit down. Not sit down. Sit down.
There you go.
All right. So since we're already talking about childhood, well, I want to know, okay, because mom sounds like a beautiful creature. Sounds like someone that you aspire to. You said so much of what you were formed and what you did came from her. Was she a plus size beauty? Is she a plus size beauty?
She is. Yes.
All right, mama. Yes. So I'm just saying. So, because my mama, she was a plus size beauty too.
Yes, ma'am.
She's dead and gone, but she was a beautiful woman. And same as you, I think a lot of my inner core, I can't say outer because sometimes I see that my daddy's side coming out. That's another story. But I think the inner part I got from my mom. So childhood, the good, the bad, the ugly. Were you plus size growing up? Were you teased? Were you bullied? Were you more, did you find, from speaking from my personal standpoint, I found myself not necessarily caring what people thought. And I don't know where I got it from. I would love to say that it's from my mom. But I'm thankful that I had it, because I really didn't get bullied and teased a lot. And maybe it's because I have 4 brothers and they were like very protective of me. I don't know.
That could be.
But yeah, like, what was it like for you? Like, were you growing up, like, were you plus size growing up, and did you experience that kind of thing?
You know, it's, so first question, yes, I was bullied, but on a number of different levels.
Oh.
Primarily, yes, because of being plus size, because in addition to having a larger body, of course, I developed a lot faster than the other girls in my school. So by like what, 4th, 5th grade, I was already in like a B cup going into a C cup. Yeah. So that attracted a lot of unwanted attention from grown men. Because see, I was a latchkey kid. So I'm walking to and from school by myself and sometimes with my brother. So I was a latchkey kid. So then I'm getting hit on by grown folks that shouldn't have been hitting on a 6th grader. But then also,
dog. Sorry, go ahead.
Nasty. But then, of course, you know, kids can be cruel. So the kids was picking on me. The girls was like, they jealous because they see I'm developed. And then, of course, the boys. So everybody's picking on me about that. I got bullied for my size. I got bullied because I wore glasses. I got bullied because I had long hair. I got bullied because I was smart. Like, take your pick.
Damn.
And see, unlike you, I didn't have, like I said, my older brother was 9 years older than me. So at that time, he had already graduated from high school and he joined the Navy as soon as he got out of high school. So he wasn't home. He was already doing his thing with the Navy overseas. So I didn't have that buffer of like, leave me alone, I'm gonna go get my brother. I became the buffer for my younger brother because he was also bullied. So I had to, like you, it's like I developed early that attitude and mindset of, I really don't care what people think about me. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. And if you don't like it, that's your problem, not mine. So I just, I think, and like you, I think I did get it from my mom. And just watching her deal with, because she was in corporate America, and you know, back then, Black women in corporate America wasn't a thing. Right. So of course she had to deal with the BS and everything. But when she would come home from work, you would know that she had dealt with the crap at work from those folks and whatever else she had to put up with. And then I would see her, like, once I got older, she would start taking me to work with her. So then I'm seeing it happen. So I'm seeing it, and then I'm seeing her reaction to it. And I'm like, okay. Because I would get mad for her. I'm like, I know you're not talking to my mama like that. My mama. Not my mama. And I'm a little kid now trying to fight grown folks. But how they trying to talk to your mama? But she water off a duck's back.
Wow.
That's what it was with her. And I'm like, okay. And I just started watching and learning. And I kept that up through middle school. I hit high school and got even more into that, where I really don't care what people think about me. And I was still bullied even in high school. Again, large breasts, big body, glasses. It just, for whatever reason, if I made an A and everybody else in the class made a B, I got picked on for that. It got really bad when I was, because I was in ROTC in high school. So we had uniforms, very form-fitting uniforms. And they weren't made for large-chested women. Right. They weren't. So of course I'm in uniform. So yeah, I'm about to bust out of it. So yeah. So it just from watching my mom deal with it and learning from her, I don't care. I'm not dealing with you. I don't care.
What an example of grace, of patience, and mental fortitude for this woman. Like you said, back in the day, women in Black America, where? Exactly. And I'm glad that she had the wherewithal and the foresight to bring you in so that you could see. Not saying that was necessarily her purpose, but you got to see a strong Black woman in corporate
Mhm.
America. You got to see instances of how she was minimalized,
Yes.
marginalized, mistreated. And then you
Yep.
got to see her character in action as you said it rolled off of her shoulders. So I think that what a treat, what a blessing, Mama.
Yes.
I love Mama. I want to meet Mama now.
It's like you ain't even met Mama. I love you, Mama.
I want to meet Mama now. I feel like your mom's my mom now. So like, do you remember instances of like ever having conversations with her or maybe other women in the area where like, because for the life of me I can't, but that's a different story. Lessons about self-worth and value. Like, do you remember having talks?
A few talks, yeah. Growing up, I do remember. And she would have them with me, and this is just my opinion. I would think
Mm-hmm.
mainly because because of the neighborhood that we lived in. Like I say, it's really rough. There, it
Okay.
was the neighborhood where as we're walking to school, we're stepping over used needles in the street. We having to deal with crackheads and prostitutes and drug dealers. So that's the type of stuff we were encountering on a daily basis. So I think first and foremost, she spoke a lot to me because I'm the girl. I'm a girl. I was the only girl. I really didn't have anybody around to protect me from that. So it was just the safety aspect of it. Like, okay, this is what you do, this is what you don't do, this is how you react in these situations. But then as I started getting older, it was, okay, Brandi, you're a young lady. This is how you need to carry yourself. Of course, you know, most moms have the hygiene conversation with their girls. You need to, these are the areas you need to focus on. If you can't get to a shower, okay, you can take up, as they call them, the monkey bath.
Girl, they called him a hose bath where I was at, but okay, a horse bath. Okay,
I didn't get that one until I got older. When I was younger, it was a monkey bath.
a monkey bath. Okay,
I don't know where that came from, but it was a monkey bath.
me either.
But she taught me all of that, and she just taught me my own self-worth. Like, you don't let anybody disrespect you. It doesn't matter their position. It doesn't matter their status. It doesn't matter who it is. Even if it's family, you don't let anybody, nobody has the right to talk crazy to you, to treat you bad, to act bad towards you, to put you in harmful or dangerous or fearful situations. And she was like, you don't have to take that. You don't have to deal with that from men, women, teachers, boyfriends, siblings, whatever. And she lived what she spoke. So there were times. It's so funny. Like my oldest brother, me and him talk a lot. Like, we are, so for us to be 9 years apart, we are super close. And he told me a story one time of when he was little. This was before I was born. And my mom had took him to the park. So they're at the park and they're playing and they're doing this thing. And this guy comes up and starts harassing my mom. And she's like, leaving me alone. I'm not bothered, blah, blah, blah. And my brother was like, well, I was getting mad because this man messing with mom. And I think he said he was all of like 7 years old, 6, 7 years old, trying to fight the man and protect mama. So
Yeah.
he said, my mom got sick of this dude, and she was like, okay, fine, we're leaving the park. So they go to the car. She puts my brother in the car. My mother pulls a cactus out of the car and slaps this man in the face with a cactus.
Mama, mama, wait. I have so many questions. You said cactus, correct?
Cactus, a potted cactus. I don't know why she had it in the car.
For this reason. For this reason.
Probably so. But he said she was calm. He said she was so calm. She didn't get hysterical. She wasn't yelling and cussing. She said they just walked calmly to the car and she put him in the car and the dude followed him and he kept harassing her. And she just calmly grabbed that cactus by the pot and turned around and just slapped that dude right across the face with the cactus.
I love your mama. She was like Medea before Medea was Medea. And instead of a pistol, she was packing a cactus.
Was packing a cactus.
Doggone it.
Yeah. But that's what my mom was. That's how she taught me. She said, you don't let nobody bother you. And if they won't leave you alone, you make them leave you alone. Oh, okay. Okay. So we picked that up, and it just transitioned from life lessons to like personal life lessons about my body and myself to actual life lessons. Like my mom taught me how to, and I know this is gonna probably be a foreign word to people these days, but she taught me how to write a check.
Okay.
She taught me how to balance a checkbook. So I'm like 9, 10 years old writing the checks to pay the bills.
Wow.
And I'm balancing her checkbook. And she's teaching me how to read a bill, like how to find a due date and what balance is due and where you need to mail it if you don't mail it and where you can go pay it in person and all of that. I'm like,
wow.
like 9, 10 years old and she's teaching me all of this.
Your mama was ahead of the game. You know when I learned how to balance a checkbook? When I got my checking account when I was grown.
Oh no. No, by the time I got a checking account, I was a pro at it. I'm like, oh yeah, I can do it. Man, I was balancing checkbooks in my head. I was balancing it in my head. It wasn't even writing it down. She made me use the ledger because I was like, I got a running total in my head. She's like, no. That's not how we do this. You write it on there, you put the amount, then you subtract it out. You got to use your red pen and put the negative and do this. And then you keep adding down and you got to keep carrying the balance. If something done clear right away, I'm like, all right.
I love it. I was going to ask you a question about role models growing up, but it sounds like, man, you had one real deal, like role model. But I think about it like representation matters, right? So
Yes.
I'm thinking about when I was a kid, and I remember seeing some Black faces on TV, but then I'm trying to remember if I remember seeing any plus size people on TV, like compared to now, where people have finally got their head straight and
right.
we out here representing.
You know,
But it's like when I was little, I'm trying to remember, were there any? Oh, you know what? I'm telling my age. My mama used to watch the show Give Me a Break. Nell Carter.
Nell Carter. Yes, I remember that show because I was gonna say that one, and the only other one that comes to mind is Good Times with Esther Roll.
You know what? And God bless her. But I don't even think she wouldn't. I mean, she wasn't like little, but she wasn't like.
But she wasn't plus either.
Right.
But she was bigger than average.
Correct. Bigger than the rest of her crewmates on the show, of course.
That is true. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. Nell Carter. Wow.
Help me out. And if y'all listening to this show, do me a favor, go to my website and leave me a comment or slide in my DMs on Facebook or Instagram or somewhere. But I'm really struggling to remember like plus size women in.
Oh, you know what? What is that show? What's Happening?
Oh, yes. Dee's mama. And Dee's also mama. Yes. Sure. Yes. Okay, girl.
I was like, you're really making me think. I'm like, wait a minute.
But you know what? That's how crazy it is, how we had to actually struggle to figure out, okay, who did we see growing up plus size that let us know, okay, this is okay, it's accepted, it's beautiful. Yep. But now you can name off 50 million, like, which is great. It speaks to like the evolution of whoever's in charge of the powers that be in Hollywood. Get it together. All these curves, what? All these. Stop.
Okay, don't be hating.
Doggone it. So when I was growing up, my mom wanted me so badly. I think because I was the only girl. She wanted me to be a girly girl so badly. And I was the exact opposite. I was so tomboyish. I'm climbing trees. I'm playing football. I'm riding the bikes with all the boys because that's all that was around me, right? Yep. It wasn't until I was good and grown that I got into makeup and clothes and fashion. And then when I did, I realized that it could be such a daunting task to find cute and stylish and age appropriate clothes for this frame. Because
and I'm gonna throw another and in there. Okay. Affordable.
That part. And I think what it is, and this is bad, but what I have resigned myself to is I'm willing to pay a little extra so I don't have to look like a bag lady. No offense to Erykah Badu, Bag Ladies, that song was on point. But first of all, don't put me in a cat sweater. I don't want to be in a cat sweater. And I don't want to look like no floral pot. I don't want to look like nothing your mama was packing to go after dudes in the parking lot.
Aggravates me about manufacturers and clothing companies. They think all plus size women want to wear flowers. I don't want to wear no stinking flowers.
And if you are plus size and you do want to wear flowers, God bless your ministry. I'm not hating. I'm just saying I need more variety. I don't want to look like Granny. I don't want to look like Meemaw in the moo-moos and all that other stuff. I want something. I
got a shape. It's just a larger shape than others, but I got a shape.
That part. That part.
But you know what?
There were a few, and I feel like I don't want to name names, but then I'll name names, whatever. I love Torrid. I am a Torrid-aholic. Yes. Torrid, y'all need to put me on somebody's commercial or something. When I say I'm always, this top I have on right now is from Torrid. The leggings I have on right now are from Torrid. The shoes that I have on, somebody put me in a commercial. Make me a spokesperson or something. Torrid, find me. And that's one of the things where I was like, I'm willing to pay a little bit more because I know a lot of people talk about Torrid is expensive. Y'all just have to know how to work the sales and the clearance racks, because sometimes they'd be like, buy one, get two free.
There you go.
Me up. But yeah, so like, was that an issue for you? Like, how did you find your mojo as it pertains to clothing? Like, because you got to be able to find something that fits you and makes you feel good and makes you feel good about all the voluptuosity.
I'm loving that word. See, you don't make me start using sure. Word, but I'm gonna have to start using that. I'm like you. So growing up, my mom, girly girl, the dresses, the skirts, like I rebelled, didn't want to do it. And I think she finally let it go when I was in elementary school. And it's funny, I remember I had this one dress that I actually liked wearing when I was in elementary. It was a little yellow sundress, had wide spaghetti straps, had a little bolero jacket, and it had like little, it was like lace inlets, but they were little flowers. But they were very small, very, very small. So I didn't look like a walking tulip. Mm-hmm. But I love that dress. And that was the only one she could get me to wear. But at the same time, I didn't want to wear it. So she put it on me one day. I went to school. And again, I'm the only girl. So most of the neighborhood was boys. So before school, that was back when recess still existed.
Oh, recess.
And we was out on the blacktop playing before school started. So I'm chasing this little boy. We playing tag. So I'm chasing him across the blacktop. And he went to make a sharp cut. And I'm in penny loafers. And I went to make that same sharp cut.
Not in penny loafers, love?
Yeah, in penny loafers. And I went down on my knee and slid across that blacktop on my knee. Yeah, that was the end of me wearing dresses, skirts, anything like that. So she let it go. She stopped. All of my middle school years, I did not wear a dress. Matter of fact, no, I'm lying. I wore one dress once, and that was 8th grade prom.
Okay, yeah, you got to get.
And then it was pink, and I don't do pink.
That's funny.
That was it. And then I got to high school, and I think at that point, my mom just gave up. She's like, okay, fine, whatever. You just wear what you want to wear. Cool. We're on the same page now.
Yes.
So it was, I was jeans and t-shirt. I was jeans and t-shirt girl.
That is for real, like even now.
Yes.
Put me in jeans and a t-shirt, but see now you can jazz it up. You can put on some wedges.
You can try to dress it up.
Yeah.
But see, back then and to answer your question about how I found my mojo, I thought I was fly because again, like you, I'm an age myself. Back then, you remember the white girl tennis shoes?
Yes.
And they had them in all the different colors.
Yes.
All the different colors. And then I forget what brand it was, but there were some jeans. And they had jeans in all the different colors. So I'm buying the jeans to match my shoes.
Yes, sis.
Like,
yes.
It mean nothing. And
yes.
That was it. That was my high school years. Like I was jeans and t-shirts and my kids. And then my ROTC uniform. And I think I wore dresses maybe 3 times in high school. And that was for prom, military ball, and then military ball for a few years. And that was it. Even to this day, I don't wear dresses. I don't. The only time I will wear a dress is for a formal occasion. So I can honestly say the last time I was in a dress was one of my friend's wedding. I was her maid of honor. And that was in oh Lord, when was that?
She got to go back to the Rolodex. Like, what was that?
Way back. It was about 5-6 years ago.
Wow.
Yes.
I will say, I will throw on a dress. now, and I don't know if this is just me. So if I got some fellow BBWs out there that feel this way, please hit me up. But when I put on a dress, I feel sexy. It's weird, and now I can feel sexy in a nice pair of fitting jeans. And like I said, I love wedges. I love heels, but wedges are more friendly to the fluffy oriented. We will
and
say.
I've never worn wedges.
Good.
I've never. Now see, like you, I'll do fitted jeans and some boots. Oh, I'll throw some boots on in a heartbeat.
Oh yes, I'm a boot chick.
Oh yeah, some little shorty booties with the block heel. Oh yeah, you can't tell me nothing.
Girl, I'll get you some thigh highs. How about that?
Yes. So see, okay, so I got big calves.
Me
so
too.
I gotta find them. I gotta find the boots because I actually do want some. Really?
Boo! I got some thigh highs, boo. Torrid, they are for us.
Okay, then I need to check them out because I get the clothes from there, but I need to check them out.
Yes, ma'am.
I do that, like, and I will say there was a skirt like with the firm. So we had we were doing a red carpet event for a client. So we traveled to Louisiana, and we had to do a like I said, it was a red carpet event. I really didn't have anything to wear, so we went shopping when we got there, and I found this skirt, and it's one of those where it's short in the front, but the back of it is long, and it kind of flares out. And I put that on. I was like, because I tried it on over my jeans in the store, and I'm like, I'm not feeling this, but I bought it anyway. We went to the hotel, went back to the hotel, and I put it on. I was like, okay, I can do this because it's short. It's almost too short.
Ooh,
it's like right there at that line. I know, right?
Yes,
it's like
yes,
that line of decency. But it had the long flow. Like the back of it was really long. It trailed on the ground behind me.
I love that. I forget the name of it. There's a technical name for that. Y'all forgive me.
I don't know what it is, but
yeah, don't drag me in the comments, guys. But there's a name for that. I'm gonna find it.
But I fell in love with that. And I'm like, okay, I can rock that. I can rock that. But it's like you, when I put it on and then I put on a top and I had a nice little jacket with it, I was like, okay. I was kind of, how they say, I was feeling myself.
Yes.
And then I looked for dresses. Matter of fact, I'm new to the world of TikTok. So I'm on TikTok, but I haven't created a video. But there's this lady on there, and she had on this dress, and it was like a wrap style where it went across and across, and it kind of had a little deep V, and then it went down, and it had splits all the way up the thighs.
Yes.
And I was like, okay. I'm like, I need that. So I'm like you. I'm kind of getting to the point now where I want to do the dresses, but they're like, there's got to have a sexy element to it. Yes. And that's what I want, because I don't want to be like you said, I don't want to be like a grandma, and or my great grandma or my great 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 grandma, and then I'm not trying to look crazy and look like my child. So I'm like, I need that happy medium. And that stuff, I'm like, okay, I love that. And she told me she found it because I messaged her. I was like, okay, where did you get that dress? Because that is fire. And she was like, it's at Fashion Nova. So I'm like, okay.
Fashion Nova, I've heard of them.
I have heard of them, but I've never tried them. I'm like, I've never bought anything from them. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to check them out. Yes. But I am slowly coming into my sexy. I'm coming into it.
Yes. So look, I don't want a dress that is to the ground and all the way up to here. Like, first of all, it's high. It's high. You in Texas? I'm in Georgia. It's high. I don't want to do that. And if it does come to the ground, then I want to slip right on up this thick thigh of mine. Yes, this thick thigh. Show it. For all the curves, for all my BBWs out there, all my fluffy princesses, all that.
The fluffiness.
The voluptuosity. I'm just saying.
Yes.
So yes.
I love it.
Ladies, if you out there, regardless of what area you in, but if you especially somewhere in the South, you below that Mason-Dixie line, girlfriend, put you something on that's comfortable, but also will breathe. You don't got to get everything ain't but got to be covered up. I am in love right now, how I'm seeing, and I don't care what you think about it. If you don't like what I'm saying, then turn the channel, list other podcasts to watch and listen to. But I am in love how I'm seeing even my big sisters in bikinis. They got the what they call it, got the fupa showing.
Okay, so
what?
That is something new that like I didn't even know that was a word. Like somebody said that, or actually, matter of fact, a male friend of mine, he was talking to me about it. He's like, I love women that embrace their fupa. And I'm like, what? He's like, their fupa? What is that? He's like, you're joking, right? I'm like, no, what is that? And he explained to me what it was. And then he was like, I said, okay, so is fupa actually a word or is it an acronym for something? And he was like, well, it's this area. And then he grabbed it on me. I was like, boy, you better stop.
I was like, wait, he grabbed it on you, sir. Sir.
Like that.
Okay. I'm like, wait a minute.
He's like, wait a minute, is he dead? Is there a body somewhere? Like, no, he's good. He's okay. We're cool. So it was okay. But yes, to your point, and I'm like I said, I'm new to TikTok, and I'm seeing a lot of women are talking about that on TikTok, and they're embracing it, and they're like, if you don't like it, I don't care.
Look the other way.
That's it.
I am all for people embracing, because you got one body to work with.
That's it.
If you comfortable, if you want to lose weight, if you want to gain weight, whatever space you are in mentally and or physically, man, you got to love whatever it is you got, because you only got one of them. And like I said, if you want to work on losing weight, great. If you want to work on gain weight, great. If you want to work on staying where you at and comfortable and love yourself, I love it. I love it.
That's where I am. I'm like one of those. I don't know if I'm weird or not, but like I like being big. I just want to tone it up a little bit.
Okay.
I like the bikinis. Like I would really actually do want to get a bikini. My issue is that the girls are a little big.
Girl,
just a little bit.
Understand.
Yeah, that like bigger than big. Like I'm big to the point where there's literally one store in Houston that I can go buy my bras at.
One store?
One. Solamente uno.
Okay, so you got to do my big girls a favor and let them know where's the one store. Because I'm saying if it's like that, somebody else might need to know. What is it?
So, okay, you know what? I'm going to put myself out there. So my bra size, I am a 48M, as in Mary.
Mary.
So, Mary. Yeah, I'm a 48 Mary. Mary. The one store that I can go to in Houston, it's called Top Drawer Lingerie. And
Top Drawer Lingerie.
It's in the Galleria area. So those who are familiar with Houston know the Galleria area, but it's right off of 610 in the Galleria area. And they have really weird hours. It's like 10 to 4, like some craziness like that. But that is the only place that's the only store that actually has my size in stock. And I can just walk in and buy it and walk out.
Now that right there, that part that you said right there is true, because while I'm not at an M, I'm at the H. Yeah. And there are very few places, like, matter of fact, I don't know anywhere I can just walk in and grab something off the shelf. I usually have to order, which I've been cool with my whole life. Mm-hmm. But to be able to walk in, and that's something that our smaller breasted companions / sisters will never know about, because you can go to any store. You can go to Walgreens, you go to Walmart and get your little bra off the shelf. It's not that simple.
No. Now, once you get past, I think now it's like once you get past maybe triple D, you can no longer
forget about it.
Just a random store and get one. And sometimes you can't even do it with a triple D. You might be able, like, it might stop at a D, and that's it.
Right.
But it's for me, like, that's literally the only place. And that's always been the thing for me. Like, I will see stuff online that I love and I want, but I can't walk into the store and try it on.
No.
And everybody's like, oh, well, you can order. I'm like, yeah, I know I can order, but sometimes I want to actually walk into the store, pick out what I want, try it on.
That part.
And you can't always do that. You can't. Yeah. And it's a little, you know what? I won't even say, for me, it's not depressing. It pisses me off.
I like that. Say that. Not sad. I'm mad because it's people like me out here. It's a whole niche, a whole people, a body of people that you have yet found a way to cater to. You failing as a business person.
You failing as a business. And it pisses me off to where, oh, well, yeah, we have it, but it's online. I don't want it online. Well, you can order it and we can get it here in the store tomorrow. I don't care. I want it now. I don't want to have to wait till tomorrow. I'm here now. And with the way my life is, if I'm in a store, that's because I've carved out that niche of time.
Yeah. Yes, Miss Doctoral Program. She needs it now.
But it pisses me. It really pisses me off. It pisses me off even more when I go into even like your Walmarts. Now they have a plus size section. It's maybe 3 racks. Maybe 3 racks. Maybe. You're lucky if you get 3 racks. So I'm getting creative. Like I'm going to Cato. I don't know if you've heard of Cato Fashion.
I've heard of Cato.
Okay, so Cato is another one that actually carries plus size clothing. And it looks good. It's fashionable and it's affordable. Like I've gotten a lot of stuff out of Cato. And like you can go in and get a pair of jeans for like $25 plus size. And I know that's inexpensive because like for us, normally Lane Bryant Torrid, you're looking at $50, $60, $70 for a pair of jeans.
I just need you to bag up off of Torrid. Just 1 second, bag up
I
off of Torrid.
I'm a fan of Torrid. I have a Torrid charge card.
Me too, yes.
I have a Lane Bryant charge card. So
but you're right. They're much more expensive.
They are. They're Lane Bryant.
Lane Bryant has taken a turn, in my opinion. I used to be like diehard Lane Bryant, but I think they're catering towards an older audience now, and I'm not sure why.
They're turning into Katherines. You remember Katherines?
I remember Katherines. Katherines, matter of fact, that's where I would go to get my bras because I know they're nice and sturdy. But anything else, I'm sorry, because you need. But anything else in Katherines, no, that's where you're gonna find the cat sweaters and the muumuus and looking like you're fresh off a Little House on the Prairie, and I'm not doing that.
Nah, that ain't me. I'm not at, and I think me and my mom one time argued about that. She's like, well, why don't you go to Katherines? There's nothing wrong with that. I'm like, Mom, that stuff ages me. Like I am 42. I don't need to wear clothes that make me look like I'm 62 or 72. Right. And no knock against that. I just don't want to look that age until I get to that age.
Exactly. Like no disrespect to anyone in that age.
None
but
at
I'm
all.
at my age.
You're right.
And I want to look like. I'm not ready to look like me, Mom.
That's it. Or look as wide as a house because they want to put everything in horizontal stripes instead of vertical stripes. Like, I'm sorry.
No, I feel the angst of a plus size generation. I understand. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Who else? What's the name? Ashley Stewart is pretty good. I don't know if they're where you are.
They are.
You why you say it like that? What?
They're here. Well, okay. So the one that I go to that's near me, their service sucks.
Oh, that's the worst.
And that's the other complaint I have about a lot of plus size stores is they treat us like second-class citizens. Like I've gotten it before. I won't speak for everybody, but I know I've gone into stores before and I've gotten the funky attitudes or I need this in this size and I get the looks up and down. Well, why don't you try a smaller size? Heifer. Did I told you what size I needed? Give me the size I need. Yeah. So the service I have shopped at Ashley Stewart before, yes. But their service is
well, that sucks. Like normally when I go to a plus size establishment, like especially the Torrids, always the Katherines. I don't think I ever seen a skinny person in Katherines, but usually their associates, I'm just saying, usually their associates are plus size because like I was saying earlier, representation matters. Like you as a skinny person, no diss to any skinny person, but you can't tell me from experience. I'm just saying because you don't have that experience,
right? Because you like you said, representation matters. I remember, and I don't know if you remember when there was the big to do. I forget what company it was, but they started using plus size mannequins. But then when they showcase these plus size mannequins, it's like that's not plus size. That's just a little bit thicker than your regular size.
That's mannequin. It. Just a little bit thick. That's it.
That's it. Like that's not. And I'm like, okay. Why is it so hard for people to understand what plus size is? Plus size means you got hips, you got ass, you got thighs, you got arms, you got back,
and you got some gut. You got all of it everywhere.
We need clothing for that. We want to look good. Just because we're plus size don't mean that we're just gonna settle for whatever you throw at us. And we should be happy that you even thought about us to do this. Like, no, not gonna happen.
So glad that there's so much more representation. I also wanted to, I know this hour went by really, really fast. It's crazy, like how
Oh wow.
quickly. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. But it's like so much of the stuff that I wanted to talk about, like travel and groups on FB. I will give a couple of groups that I am friends with or parts of groups on FB that have been really, really helpful to me.
Okay.
There's this one called Flying While Fat. But you know what? It was helpful because that's how I found out about the Southwest has a customer of size policy where you can literally go in and ask them for like a second seat and they'll give you like this, or you can buy it in advance. I never do. Some people say that you can buy a second seat in advance, which is great. I never do. I'm just letting you know that. And I travel a lot. So you go in there when you check in, ask them you want to take advantage of the customer of size policy. They print you out a second ticket. They let you pre-board so you don't have to wait. Pre-board, you put the voucher down on the seat next to you, and nobody can sit next to you. So that way you're not like this for the whole plane ride.
Yes.
Horrible. Because nobody wants to sit like this, and you get the looks. Oh my
You
gosh,
do.
you
It's
get the
bad.
looks.
It's bad because not only am I a big woman, I'm tall. So now I feel like I'm like that.
Yes, knees up to your chest. You can't breathe right. Every
Right.
part of your body sweating and just mad at you. Like, why did we do this? How
Why
tall
did
are
we
you,
do that?
love?
I'm right at 6 feet.
6 feet. Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
And
Yes,
see, my
ma'am.
height is in my legs. It's not in my torso. It's in my legs.
Okay.
So I'm yeah, I've experienced that whole flying
She got
while
legs for days, y'all. She got legs. Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
I'm in a place where when you because like one time I was flying for work and we were on a United regional jet.
Mhm.
And for those who don't know, those are smaller. They don't even have overhead bins. Like everything
Oh,
is kept.
wow.
Yeah, it's super small. So
Okay.
everything is kept under the plane. And it's so small that like how most commercial your bigger planes, you have 3 seats on each side.
Yeah.
These particular ones, you had 2 seats on one side, and then the other side was 1 seat.
Wow.
And
Okay, so you legitimately cut it in half.
yes. And on the way out, we were going to Nashville for a conference. So on the way out, I was on the one aisle seat. So I was by myself, but then again, seatbelt issues. Mm. Like I seriously was in pain until we could take the seatbelts off.
You
Because it was
gotta
just
ask for an extender.
I didn't even think
See?
about that. I didn't even
Yes,
see.
ma'am.
I need to
That's
join
one of
your
the
group.
things.
I need to,
That's why you join the groups. Every
I
time
need
I
to
go, can
join
I please? And you do it, on the low, so you ain't gotta let
right.
everybody, your mama know. But yeah, get a belt
I
extender.
need to do
Don't.
that.
Yes,
Because see,
ma'am.
them type of planes, I'd be the one that be pissing folks off because my knees are in your back. Like,
Oh
yeah, my knees in your back, and then I'm like this, and I'm trying to squish, and you can't squish this much.
no,
There's
you
only
can't.
so much squishing you can do. But
No, you can't.
and it's funny, like when you think about it, like you can see in every aspect of life that people don't think about plus size, men and women, but they don't think about it. Like even as like roller coasters. Like
Yeah.
when the rodeo would come to town, when my daughter was younger, like every year we would go to the rodeo carnival and we would get on the roller coasters and ride the rides. And every year there was this one particular coaster that they had every year. I could never get on it because the overhead harness could
Wouldn't
not
come
come
down.
down and lock over me, like because my breasts were just too big.
Yeah.
And then my shoulder, and then I have broad shoulders. So I'm like, I'm catching it everywhere. I got the large chest, I got broad shoulders, I got long legs. I'm like, you know, but that's okay. I made it work. But it's in every aspect of stuff. You don't think about it until you're in that situation. And then it's like, wow, okay, we need to do something. We need to do better. We got to
Man,
do better.
everybody got to do better, man.
Everybody got to
And
do
then,
better.
and we didn't even get into the juicy part of dating. I feel like, man, like this. That was like such a
Okay.
sigh of exasperation. Did I touch a sore spot?
It's, I can laugh about it now, but in the moment, it pissed me off. It was infuriating. Like, so a friend of mine from high school, he started a discussion group on Facebook. So we're all like his friends and people that he knows, and we just discuss everything. So one point, we had a discussion about dating. It came up about dating and plus sizes, because most of the folks are plus size in the group. So this one guy in the group, he just, for whatever reason, he zeroed in on me and just went in like, you're too fat. I don't
Oh
understand.
no.
Be with you. Like, men who are with you are the same men who sleep with dogs and who have sex with
Stop
dogs.
it.
Like, he was going in. Like, you should, I think he even went to the point, he's like, you're a blight on the world. Like, your people, your neighborhood, they probably hate you. I need
What's
you.
his name, sis? What's his address? What's his social security number?
Oh,
Who
we
is
drug
this
him. Oh, we got him. We got him. But he went so far as to say, and I think back on it, and I was like, if I'd have been a person of lesser, if I didn't have the self-esteem that I had and a stronger mental standing, I probably would have done what he said. But he actually told me, he's like, you know what you need to do? You need to just go in your house and you need to pour yourself a big glass of bleach and just drink it. And then once you've drunk the bleach, I hope you die a horrible, slow death. And then you need to walk into
this?
traffic. I'm like, wait a minute.
And wait, this is some group that you're a part of or whatever?
Right. And this was I didn't know the guy, but my friend who started the group knew him. So I'm like, while he's doing all of this, I'm inboxing my friend. I'm like, hey, get your boy. Like, what is his issue? And then I finally asked the dude, I'm like, okay, so you seem to have targeted me. What is your problem with me?
Who hurt you?
Who hurt you, boo? Who? So he finally said, well, you're just fat. I said, and that's your issue? That's why you're telling me that I should kill myself? Because I'm fat. I said, what do you look like? Why are you talking stuff? I said, because your profile picture is a cartoon character. How about you put your picture in this conversation?
Yes.
What do you look like? Andrew? Somebody else who knew him, they came in on the tail end of the conversation and they were reading it, and they've suddenly, it was a guy. He was like, oh man, I'm not fixing to let you do this. He posted a picture of this guy who was the guy who was doing all the shit talking. This dude was every bit of 350 pounds.
I know you lying. I see
350 pounds by 5'6".
And the big one, Elizabeth. What?
Yes. And I'm not saying that to knock his weight, because I'm a big girl. I ain't got no problem with it.
That's the pot calling the kettle black.
Thank you. Dude, you bigger than me. You bigger than I am. Then he went on, well, any woman I date, she can't weigh more than 150 pounds. Why? So you can kill her when you lay her?
I was gonna say, what you, sir.
But that's the kind of, what's the word, vitriol that
Yes.
I've dealt with. I've been on dating apps and have people come at me, well, you're really pretty, let's go for a date and then we can do some stuff afterwards. And I'm like, no, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm not into that. The minute I say no, then I'm excuse the foul language if it comes out, but I'm a fat hoe. I'm a dirty cow because I'm big. Don't nobody want you. You should be glad that I want to have sex with you. Really?
Wow.
Really? And then it's even worse in person. Like, if you're out, I've been out hanging with my girls and we're just having a good time, and a dude comes up, hey, I want to get to know you, blah, 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 blah. No thanks, I'm not looking for that. I'm just hanging out with my girls. Oh, well, you know what? You ain't that cute. No way. I was just trying to give you a pity sex. Really? Like, why? Why? I don't understand it. I don't get it. Like, and my thing has always been, if I get that I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and I'm fine with that. I'm not going to be everybody's cup of tea. But if I'm not yours, why you got to disrespect me? Why you got to cuss me out? Why you got to tell me to kill myself? Like, what does that gain? What do you get out of that? There's no reason for that. So it's bad. It's bad out there. But then when you find the ones, like I found, like the guy I date now, he gets mad at me when I talk about trying to lose weight. So you better leave my body
Because
alone.
he likes that voluptuosity.
Yes, it is. That's what he said. He's like, I like my body just the way it is. You better leave it alone. You better not touch it. I'm like,
I know that's right.
okay. Because when we first met, at one point I started gaining weight, and I gained it in my chest first.
Wow.
And he got the bigger my bra got, the happier he was. The bigger my yes. I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, just that's okay. I don't care. I said, so if I get big as a house, you won't be my house. I was like, oh, okay.
That part. And that's what I'm saying. It's somebody out there for everybody. What you don't like, somebody else gonna love, baby. So if anybody listen, please don't be down on yourself. Please don't think it's somebody out there watching you jiggle as we speak right now. Somebody
and they loving it. Going home dreaming about it.
So please, I know you see the joke that's running on Facebook where they were like, on my 600-pound life, that lady got a boyfriend. So have that cupcake, sis. It's a joke, but it's for real. Somebody is going to love you just like you are. Yep. Just like you are.
Yep.
So I hate to cut this short because I don't want to go over, but it's like, I feel like we only like got the tip of the iceberg. So maybe if y'all inbox me enough and inbox her, maybe Miss Brandi will come back and talk to us again. Since she got a whole podcast, we didn't even get around to telling people about what you do. Oh my gosh. So with the little time that we do have, I want you to let my listeners know where they can find you so they can hear you on your podcast and everything else you do. Where can my people find you?
Oh Lord, we're everywhere. I'm everywhere. I'm on Facebook under my name, Brandi Cambric. Facebook, Instagram is the same. LinkedIn, TikTok, Twitter. I'm everywhere under my name. The podcast, actually, we're on YouTube. We're on Facebook as well. So the podcast is called the Business Knowledge Broker Hour with Candace Joseph. That's my best friend. So it's under that name on Facebook and on Instagram. On Instagram, we're the BKBH. And then our consulting firm is on, again, Facebook and Instagram at Joseph Consulting Firm.
All right. Well, this has been like a breath of fresh air. I feel like me and you were somewhere having, sipping some lemonade, enjoying the breeze, just having a good conversation, sitting in a chair at a restaurant that does not have the sides on it, so it doesn't squeeze your hips like you got to.
Okay, and end up with the creases in your legs when you stand up.
Oh, it's the worst. It's the worst.
I understand. I feel your pain. You definitely need a part 2 for this.
There has to be. So all month long. Yes, all month long, I am doing all things big BBW related. So yeah, you're gonna have to come back. We're gonna have to do this again.
Oh yeah. Just let me know where I will be here.
Bet. Well, my We Are Not So Different family, this has been another edition. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Feel free, as always, leave me comments, send me questions, whether on my website, whether on Facebook, wherever you can find me. Y'all know the drill. Until next week, do something nice for yourself because you're worth it, love. You're worth it. Peace. We are not so different.